Ah, yes, we must prepare for the upcoming ball. It's not too far off from the scheduled time. Yes, yes, that all sounds lovely. Oh, there you are. There you are, darling. I was waiting for when you would arrive. You are my guest of honor, after all. Such a pleasure to meet you at long last. How long has it been, my dear? Ah, I see. I see. Good to know. How was the trip here? It wasn't too troublesome? Right, right. Good, good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. Oh, the carriage got you here safely? Wonderful. How are things going? I heard you recently moved into the estate down the lane. How's it treating you? So far? How's it treating you so far? No troubles with any of the earls? Or any of the other duchesses? Or any of the counts? Ah, I see. Lovely to hear. Lovely to hear that you are adjusting well. So very well, darling. Have you enjoyed seeing around my humble abode thus far? Is it to your liking? We do have a ball coming up. In due course, perhaps you might be joining us? For when it happens? Oh, pardon me. I believe that must be Count Montgomery. Ah, finally he makes his grand entrance.
Ah, my dear Duchess, as vibrant and perceptive as ever, I see. There really is no surprising you, is there?
How was your trip here? Not too bad? No mishaps on the road?
None, I'm afraid. It has been dreadfully boring ever since you took over protection of the realm. Without the odd bandit attack or highway robbery to spice up my day, I'm afraid I'll die of boredom sooner than anything else.
That's not a surprise. You're always one out looking for adventure. Well, you know I must keep our realm safe.
And who's this? I wasn't aware we were having company. And not of noble blood. My, Duchess. You certainly do keep interesting company these days.
You could say that. You see, they are a guest of honor. We have an upcoming event. I presume you'll be joining us? For when it occurs?
Ah, yes, the royal ball. I wouldn't miss it for the world, my dear Duchess. After all the hard work we've done these last few months, I could use an evening of drink and dance to unwind. I might even try my luck with those delightful princesses from the northern kingdoms.
Lovely to hear. Any news from your estate?
My dear, by now you should know there is always gossip in my estate. The servants do like to chatter, and this month is deliciously devious.
Oh, do tell. I would love to hear all about it.
Well, the servants have been chattering about our dear friend Count Frederick. Apparently his love of fine wine has led him to wake up after a night of festivities next to one of his servants. Again.
Oh, that's hardly gossip. My good Count, we know what Frederick is like, after all. So what about this servant? Has she done anything interesting since the evening with our dear Frederick?
He has applied to transfer to another estate.
Now that's scandalous.
Yes, quite.
Oh, pardon me. It appears one of my servants require me for something. I'll be right back. Do keep our guest company until I return.
Well, I suppose we should talk about something, or this is going to be dreadfully boring, So what business do you have with our fair Duchess? You aren't sure? Oh my, well I do love a good mystery. How exciting. It's true that the Duchess's motives have become a lot more cloak and dagger recently. I'm afraid her duty to protect the realm is causing her to resort to deal with undesirables to achieve her goals. But I suppose one must break a few eggs to make an omelette, I myself am no stranger to the ends justifying the means. After all, my position in the Merchant Council requires that I take less than honest means to keep trade flowing freely across the realm. It's a regular occurrence for a trade caravan to be bribed, or a greedy business owner to vanish. So yes, I understand the position the Duchess is in, and in truth, I respect her willingness to resort to anything to fulfill her desires. But I can't help but worry that she's becoming reckless. What with the king's upcoming visit for the royal ball, I fear this carelessness will be her undoing. For if the royal court gets so much of a hunch of any foul play on the Duchess's part, regardless of her motives, this ball may well be her last. But heavy is the head that wears the crown, and with all the power the Duchess wields over the realm, the price to pay to fulfill her duties is a steep one. I just hope it doesn't prove to be too steep to pay. What about you? Would you do whatever it takes to win? Do you believe the ends justify the means?
My apologies for departing your lovely company so suddenly. I have returned to you at last.
My fair Duchess, I'm glad to see you've returned to us. I was just talking to our friend here about your preparations for the royal ball.
I am sure you were. Speaking of which, something has come up.
Ah, yes. I had a hunch our meeting wasn't simply to gossip. In truth, I was warning your guest here of the dangers of befriending someone as ambitious as you, my dear Duchess. It's never good news when they come knocking.
Oh well, it's nothing too dire. However, I do need your assistance with something, my dear Count. It's something for you and I to discuss privately.
I see. As always, the resources of the Merchant Council are fully at your disposal, my dear Duchess. I take it has to do with our new friends.
Yes, it's about that. I don't think our lovely guest here needs to know all of those details. It's nothing that concerns them anyway. Please, do come with me, Count. This is imperative to speak with you about alone.
All this talk of scheming and politics is putting me off my tea. Very well, let us talk away from prying eyes.
I do apologize that we must leave your presence. For now, darling. One of my servants will put you up in a room. We'll see to you again sometime soon. For now, we must take our leave.